So, second try because I didn't start the recording of the audio, but anyway. So welcome back to this channel, and if you are a regular viewer, you can probably see that something has changed comparing to the other videos that I made. And in this video I will actually talk about that, because when should you make a dedicated studio, or when should you not? So let's start by talking about the background. I have two lights, one blue light there and one accent light here. Why I choose to use this accent light is because it's looking nice, a little bit industry techy, I don't know, I liked it. But if you can see on this side on myself, you can see that I have a rim light or a backlight that's orange, and that's not from this light, but you can think that it is. But I actually have another light over there that shine this orange light on me. Yes, the trick that you can use to improve your videos. So this background will probably slightly change over the time, because this is just the basic setup right now. But the main reason for this setup is because I want to have this table. As before, when I made my YouTube videos, I had two kind of setups. I had one setup with an overhead camera and one setup like this, but in front of my computer. But that's kind of hard to do because I had to change the scenery every time, and it took 1 to 1.5 hours between it to tear it down and tear it up, because I only have one setup and the space in the room was limited because I had my bed in there as well. And if I did forget to record something in one scene, I had to just put it back or cover that with B-rolls or anything else. So hopefully this will be more natural, better and more fluid for you and for me. So that's one of the reasons why I did this setup, why I dedicated a whole room for YouTube studio or general studio for video, because hopefully in the future I want this to be my full-time job. And I'm not meaning YouTube, even if that would be really nice, it would be like winning on lottery, but what I'm meaning is doing film stuff for clients or that kind of things. That's my goal with all of this. So this YouTube channel was actually started just to have some purpose to learn filmmaking. Then my idea about it went from one thing to another, and now this channel is actually the same, but my main goal is to teach you what I've learned about filmmaking as soon as I have learned it. I think all the videos with all other creators that have 10 or 20 years under the belt is valid, absolutely. But one thing that can be difficult is when you have that much time and experience, it can be hard to explain it on a basic level. So that's okay, so I just want to stop this video for a second and clarify what I tried to say here. Because I actually have the experience myself when I try to teach computer stuff to my friends and to my relatives. Because I have the education, I've worked with it, and I've done it for a really long time. And I've done it since I was a little kid. And it can be really hard to teach someone else something that you knew a lot about. Because if your basic level is here, their basic level can be here. What you think is basic is probably quite advanced for the one that you try to teach. So that's what I'm trying to say with this part. So with that said, let's continue with the rest of this video. So that's my idea when it comes to this channel. It's to me learning, and when the learning is fresh, I will teach you and give you my experience as I go. That's the whole goal with this channel. So now when I've told you why I made this dedicated space for my reasons, let's go over the bad and the good things about this. Because there are good things and yes, there are bad things. The good things, like I said, I have a dedicated setup, I don't have to change it. Everything is set for every time I would record a video for you, and it's gonna be much easier. The bad thing is that you have to take a whole room dedicated for this if you're doing having a dedicated studio. And of course you can use a living room, your kitchen and whatever to do this thing. But that's kind of limited and challenging too. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about using your living space for recording videos like this. Maybe it's more generic, maybe it's more real, I don't know. But I like to have a dedicated set because it's give consistency and flexibility that I want and that I need. So let's talk more in detail why the old setup was not good or practical for me. One of the main problems that I had was that I had to have one of the lights, the fill light, on my bed. Yes, it was kind of tricky to get everything to work. If I wanted to show something like I can do now, and if I take my phone and hold it up in front of the camera and I can put it down on the table right there and you can see it. But anyway, it feels more natural to be at a table than just sitting on a chair in front of my desk that I did before. And now I can just put the overhead camera and record both the cameras at the same time, then I can just cut between it in edit. It's gonna be much easier for me and it's gonna be more fluid for you when you're watching my videos. And the old setup was too much limitations with that setup. As I mentioned before, I had to switch setups and it took so much time to get up, to get down, and I wanted to make it easy. Should you get a dedicated space or should you not? And the answer is, that's up to you. Hopefully you get some inspiration from this video to decide what you want to do or how you want to do it. But I can tell you this much. It's gonna be easier to have a dedicated space. It's gonna go faster to produce videos and do other things. And you have a whole studio to play with. You can learn new things about lighting, audio, putting up sound panels, see how that works with the reverb in the room, and you can play around, test it, and of course you can do that in your living room as well. But it's gonna be, you're gonna have to put it up and put it down and put it up and put it down. So that's the only thing I can tell you, and I hope this gave you something, if not educational, inspiring, something. That's why I'm here. And hopefully you will subscribe and hit the bell icon and watch another of my videos maybe. And if I'm lucky, I'll see you next time.